We're here. Hey guys. Hello from
What's up, everybody?
Ohio. Oh, Shelly, we're here with you in Indianapolis. We're about at 4 to 5 inches. And
yes, same here. Oh my God, really?
Now Mark's just pulling my leg right now.
Oh my God, we've got like 4 to 5 inches of sunshine, and what is it? I don't know. It's like 73 or 74 out right now, but yeah.
Oh yeah, horrible. I only have my little happy light here because we don't get enough of that sunshine.
Well, we actually have studio lights on right now, but with my hat, you can't see. Hello. So anyway, how are you guys today? Where's everybody from? Fontana, cool. Yeah, that's very close. Edward, that's very, very close. Middlesex, New Jersey, Lehigh County, Pennsylvania, icy and snowy Columbus. Shelley's there, yeah. Red Bank, New Jersey. Where's Red Bank at? Does anybody know? Jim, where's Red Bank at? I don't know. I've never heard of that.
London.
Oh, Omar, super cool, man. Yeah, we've actually got quite a few followers in London, England.
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
That might be from you, but yeah, we do. We do. Let me see. Houston. Cool, Nicole. Oh, that rhymed. Cool, Nicole. Rancho Cucamonga, that's really close. Rockland County, New York. I know where that's at. El Dorado Hills. I know exactly where that's at. You guys, I own, well, I don't want to say, but I own a bunch of rentals in Sacramento. So I'm right around there. Right around there. Charlotte. Cool. Lisa.
Oh, nice. I love it. Thank you guys so much. Continue putting where you're from. I want to do a quick intro here to get us started. 45 minutes from New York City. Nice.
Okay. Got it.
So we are so excited today because we have Mark McMahon here.
Yay.
And we're so excited to have him here. We also have, if you haven't met them yet, Dakota right next to him. He is our, member trainer, customer success. If you're on Pro Annual, you have seen him. He is your onboarding guide. And then we have AJ, who is our wonderful customer service manager. So if you have chatted with us, AJ is the one that helps out, and you've probably talked to him as well. So super excited to have them there. AJ will be helping in the chat. And then Dakota is actually going to be getting people on to ask Mark questions live. So get those questions going in the Q&A. There's a Q&A only section that you can do. You can also raise your hand to speak. But the webinar is going to go through having Mark tell us his story, how he got started in real estate investing, where he's at now, and what he's doing. And then we are going to have for the last 45 minutes, it's a long time, guys, but I'm telling you, get those questions in because you have him right here and we can just bring you up and you can talk and network. And that's another thing. I very much encourage everyone to do what you're doing now, putting where you're from, network with each other while you're in the chat. That's super helpful. So I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to send it on over to Mark, and let me get these slides down. But Mark, tell us, we put it in a lot of the promo material, but tell us where you started your journey and how you got to where you're at right now.
You know what? I was a contractor all my life since I wasn't a contractor when I was a little kid. My dad was. So I grew up building things. And when recession hit, 2007, 2008, pretty much everything dried up that we were doing. We went from my wife and I making a lot of money to making nothing. And over the next year, we lost everything. We didn't lose our house because it takes so long at that point to foreclose. But we lost our cars and our self-esteem. We lost everything. And I didn't really see a way out. Long story short, my wife kind of lost faith in me, and I don't blame her. And she left to go visit her mom in Japan. She's from Japan. And the day she left, I just decided, I'd been looking for work for a year and I'd never had a job before. So it was awful. And I just decided the day she left that I was going to get my you-know-what together. And I went to an investment club meeting. There's a long story behind that I won't bore anybody with. And sat down next to somebody that was flipping mobile homes, listened to a guy talk about flipping houses, and I went, yeah, this is perfect for me because I'm broke and I have no idea how to do this. So maybe it's perfect. And I ended up getting a mobile home to flip for $100 that next week, and called my wife and told her I had signed her up for a seminar that I paid $2,000 for, that we didn't have the money for. I had to borrow the money from my mom, and she was really just so not pleased with my life decisions at that point. She was even less pleased, but she came home. We took the course together. We ended up making offers. I worked during the day doing handyman work, made offers till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. We got a couple of things under contract, made a couple of $1,000 doing that for somebody else. And this was all driving for dollars, door knocking, and just blind offers on the MLS. That's it. And bandit signs didn't go over well. But we flipped the mobile home. We lost money on the next 3 or 4 flips. We were able to raise private money. I mean, we just worked our asses off. It was a phenomenal 2 years of failure and success, but mostly failure. And then at the end of 2 years, we flipped a house and made about $30,000 on that. And so in 2 years, I think we made $24,000. And other than that was a little bit of money coming in from my handyman work. And we paid our dues. And then over the last 12 years, we've done very, very well. So we own quite a few units now. And I think as of today, we've got 7 flips going right now, and a couple of buy and holds that we're remodeling. We got a 4-Bucks, and we've got an Airbnb like everybody out in Joshua Tree. We're building right now, ground up, and then the flips and everything else. So we've been blessed, and we've worked our butts off. And you know, if an uneducated contractor can do it, anybody can. And I was going to tell you too. So Marcy, one of the gals that works with us, was out in the desert yesterday, and she runs across this house that's abandoned, and she looks it up on DealMachine, and the people live in, I was just looking it up, they live in Bangkok. That's their mailing address. And the house is abandoned, obviously been empty for years. And so she took enough time. She finally just kept going down and did a she blah, blah, blah. What do you do? What do you call it when you she skip traced it? Yes. Did a single skip trace, got an address locally, and she's going to go door knock them today. But I know they don't live there. Their mailing address is in Bangkok, but they've got somebody here that knows who they are. But she had to look for hours to find all this information, and she did it. And it's just from having that app there, and she realized they were out of country, and it's worth looking at because nobody else is going to go that far. So just one little thing like that, and we'll probably, you know, hopefully get that one. We don't know yet, but that was just one of those weird things that she's going to put in the extra work, and she's going to make a lot of money, and we'll make a lot of money. So pretty cool. So
going off of that, tell us, so how big is your team? Like, how have you built this, and what kind of structure do you look to do? What are they agents? Are they, you know, just investors?
Good question. So our team right now is Allie and me and Sauce and Yuko. And then we have a lot of people that work with us looking for houses. Everybody's got access to DealMachine, and they use that specifically. I'll be honest with you. The biggest reason we use it is we have success from it. But the second biggest reason is it's really, really inexpensive to have your team on it. It doesn't really cost anything. So you can have a ton of people on there, and every lead that they bring in is amazing because it's your lead. Yeah, granted, you know, if they leave the fold one day, they can actually write it down or whatever, but you still have access to all their data. So you have that list, and they can't hide it from you because it's your description. So we did a boot camp last year. We had 19 people using DealMachine, driving around every day for 3 hours. Got tons of leads. A lot of guys didn't stick. Obviously, it's a grind, but we got deals. We got leads. We're still following up with all of that. like 6,000 or 7,000 leads. So, yeah, well, that's a lot of people out looking every day. So that's, what was your question again?
It was just how what your team kind of
Oh yeah.
So
yeah. So yeah, let me just go a little bit deeper on that. So what we do is we'll do like get-togethers at some of our jobs. So I know not everybody out there has jobs. I get that. But you can go to get-togethers. It's becoming very, very popular. I'd like to say I was the first one to do it, but I'm probably not. But we do these get-togethers at our job sites, and we invite investors on one side, right? And then we invite real estate agents on the other. And it's a totally separate deal. We have to separate them because with real estate agents, and I'm going to let something out of the bag that works really, really well if you want to recruit real estate agents. Should I?
I mean, I don't know, guys. What do you think? Do you want to hear it?
I'm not trying to be corny, but I've not actually shared this with anybody.
Oh, I want to hear it.
Okay, well then we'll go offline. No, it's simply this. I don't think it's going to hurt me. But what we do is we go in and we offer them more. We show them how they can make more money working with us than they can by just selling a house. We go into a house and I have a whiteboard, and I say, okay, look, you guys can make, if you guys represent the buyer on this, or you represent the seller, you're going to make 2.5% of, let's say, $300,000. So what is that, guys? $7,500, right? So they're going to make $7,500 commission on that, which is a lot of money, right? I mean, everybody here right now could use $7,500, I guarantee. But if they bring me a house like that, I'll let them represent me. Or if it's more advantageous to let the agent double end it and write the offer, I'll pay them a finder's fee. Mm-hmm. Then I will let them relist it. Then I'll give them a small piece of the profits. So now I've taken them from $7,500 to probably closer to $18,000 with the same transaction. And they don't have to work that hard. I mean, you still have to work hard to get stuff under contract, but they're trying to find someone that wants to sell their house, and they've got a better chance of landing that deal because they've got options now. It's not just listing. It's look, I can bring you a cash offer. I can list it. We can partner on it so that I can come in. My friend Mark McMahon can come in and fix up the house with his money, and then we can do an equity split on not equity split, but a profit split on when we sell it. And there's so many other options for them when they go talk to these sellers, these distressed homeowners. So it's not just one size fits all. I'm going to list your house and you've got to clean it up and you got to paint it. We can do so many things. So that right there, it sounds really simple and it sounds really basic, but that one right there, the first one of those we did, we had 2 agents come. One's still with us. One of them has brought us a few deals that haven't panned out. One of them is bringing deals every day that some work, some don't, but it's, she's out there looking all day long now. So you want to start an army, make sure you pay people, make sure you take care of them, right? You want to make sure that you share the wealth. Right?
I love that. And take care of them is super, super important. And I love that. Mm-hmm. I do want to say, I know you guys have been hearing Mark talking about DealMachine. If you do want to, Mark has wanted to give out his promo code that actually gets you more money on the free trial. So I just popped that in. If you guys want to take advantage of that. No, thank you. Because Mark's giving you $20 of marketing credits.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to put that out for everybody. Let's see. Now, Dakota, where are we at with questions? I wanna dive in here.
Yeah, so we do have a handful, and guys, as you have them, keep throwing them in the Q&A section. I think we can broadcast the comment to the room, so I think that's what we might try and do, and then I can read it out. So yeah, let's jump in. So we have this one. Let's see,
guys. This is our first time using Webinar Jam, so let us know what you think besides Zoom. Personally, I think it's one better.
Oh my gosh, the picture is so much better even.
Yeah, it's just more clean.
I look like I'm 23.
You're not?
I love you so much. I'm going to buy you a house.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that. Thank you.
Allie, get Elise a house. Thank you.
Especially in California right now, if I could, just so that I can get away from this.
Alaska, I'm sorry.
Oh. All right, Dakota, did you figure out how to?
So we've got one on here, Patrick Canu.
Yep, that's the one. That's the one.
Right. Patrick is asking, how do I start if I'm stuck in paralysis analysis? How do I wholesale effectively? That's a really good question, because I think what happens so much is we want to study so that if something comes up, we're ready for it, right? And I guarantee you, I don't care how much you study, someone's going to hit you upside the head with a question you never anticipated. So that's why it's always best just to dive in. Everybody that's ever gone through our training here has, we put them on the phones on day one, right? So we give them some information and then we put them on the phones. We throw them right into the fire. And you've got to do the same thing, because you're not going to learn. I can teach you a lot, right? But I can't teach you tenacity. I can't teach you what it takes to actually be on the phones and grind all day, what it takes to drive around and then come back and make those phone calls. So that's the biggest thing, is you've got to realize that the reason you're putting that off is another reason. It's not analysis paralysis. That's what we use as a catchphrase. It's fear of failure. It's fear of people laughing at you. It's fear of being hung up on. That's what it mostly is, because you're going to be, you can't just drive around and put stuff into DealMachine and expect magic to happen. You've got to make a lot of phone calls. You got to send postcards to people that don't answer the phone. And the best way to do it is just break out of that fear and start making phone calls. Fumble around. Find a script. I mean, we've got a lot of training material. We've got scripts. We've got all kinds of stuff. But that's the biggest thing. Analysis paralysis is a fallacy. It's not that. It's just you're not trying to analyze what you're not trying to analyze what people are going to ask, or how to figure out, the interest tables and things like that, so you don't sound like a fool when people say, well, what's my interest rate? What is my payment going to be? People are going to ask all kinds of questions. You're scared to pick up the phone. That's the bottom line. And you've got to break that fear, because that is the one thing that's holding you back. So I always look at my phone like this. See, this little, I don't know what the hell is it. The little tiny hole down here is where my voice goes in. And there's this little tiny hole up here where their voice comes out, right? They cannot reach through that little hole and strangle you or beat you up. You can't do anything. They can say bad things, but that doesn't bother you, right? So they can't hurt you. They don't know who you are. So pick up the phone and start dialing. That's the best advice I can give you. And until you can break that, just start cold calling. You're going to be stuck forever researching. You're going to be like those guys that used to come to, I'm long-winded. You're going to be like the guys that come to those investment club meetings for 3 years straight and never do a deal. Don't want to be that. So tough love, Patrick. That's pretty much, I hope that helps.
Well, and I think I appreciate you being so vulnerable with us in the beginning of talking about how the first 2 years were just really like you guys hit bottom, and then still it was not like an overnight success of coming back. No, it was an upward climb to get to where you are. So I appreciate that, and I hope everyone listening just really takes that in of, Mark learned from what happened, and I think that's what we can do. It's not looking at failure as obviously bad, but as a growing experience.
Oh, failure is awesome. Failure is the most wonderful thing that can happen to you, because look, if everything's good, you're not going to improve. That's the point. If you wake up every morning happy, there's no point in doing any more than that. You're already happy. But failure makes you want to do more. Desire makes you want to do more. You're going to want to do more the more you fail. It typically works opposite of the way you think. You have to look at failure as a stepping stone. It's like, ooh, it's like, you touch a hot stove. It's like, damn it, that's hot. I'm not going to do that again, right? So failure is the same thing. It's like, all right, well, that didn't work. So now let's try this. Or that, I know that works, but the way I'm doing it's not quite right. So I'm going to tweak it. You're going to play around with it. Failure is awesome. I mean, you'll make more money with failure, as stupid as that sounds, than you will with success, because failure teaches you how to succeed. So, look for the no's, look for the failures.
I love it. Awesome. Thank you, Patrick, for your question, and I hope that helped. Dakota, who we got next? Tim. All right. What is the best way to know what to offer on an off-market property?
That's so easy. I'm glad you asked. So you can do it a few different ways. If you want to do the long form, so what I typically do, so we'll go through it. It'll take about 2 minutes. So what I'll typically do is I'll go to Redfin or any one of the free sites. And now Redfin, you got to sign in and register and all that hoo-ha, but that's okay. Or I'll go just straight to DealMachine, and you can find deals there too. But I can look at Redfin and see what's sold in the neighborhood really quick, and I can see pictures, and it works really good. I have several apps that I can get to really easy. And DealMachine, like I said, you can just click on the houses that have sold, same thing. But what you want to do is you want to find a house that's been flipped, or a house that's move-in ready, in decent shape. And that's going to be something that's been sold in today's market in the last couple of months. You're going to want to use that as your ARV, which is your after repair value. So once you have your ARV, it's really easy, because you just back in the numbers after that. So you're going to want to, let's just make it really simple. If you're going to wholesale a house or flip a house, the numbers are pretty damn close. So you're going to want to go 70% of ARV minus the repairs. So how do I come up with repairs? Well, gosh, I could keep going. I mean, I've got all that information. If you go to my Instagram and my YouTube, I literally go over how to run numbers on everything. But basically, you're going to take those numbers and you're going to just extrapolate, and you're going to end up with a MAO, which is your maximum allowable offer, and you're going to put that in there, and it's going to be ridiculously low. And people are going to cuss at you, and they're going to laugh at you, and they're going to ignore you. And then one day they're going to say, yeah, that works. It's a repetitious thing. You've got to just do it over and over and over until someone says yes. If you're the guy at the dance that asks every girl to dance, eventually someone's going to say yes, right? But if you're that idiot that stands in the corner waiting, you're never going to dance. But dancing sucks anyway, so that's okay.
Well, now I kind of want to see you dance.
Guys only dance so they can get somewhere else. That's truly, most guys are only doing that for that reason. But you know what I'm saying? A bad analogy. But
No, I get it. And actually, with you talking about getting the ARV, we actually have a comps tool in DealMachine too. Yes. And actually, you just teed me up for, I was going to hold off on this for a minute, but we have a one-time offer for just you guys here on the webinar. If you join our annual Starter Pro Elite plans, you'll get free comps and free mail sequences, and those are extra add-ons, and you'll get $50 in marketing credits. Now, if you don't want to make the annual commitment, that's okay. We have that link through Mark's that you can actually still get free money, and you can start on that. But I just thought, well, he mentioned ARV, and there's comps in there, so free comps if you want to do that.
I forgot. But see, here's the thing. What's funny is we've had this app for so long, and all the new stuff that's rolled out, I'm not the most best person at technology. So I've been using the way I've been using it. We need to sit down sometime and go over all of it again. I went over with Matt and everything, but it kind of goes in one ear and out the other. But that's what's nice about DealMachine is it's truly the one. So I've told everybody, and you guys have heard me say this before, there's so many apps out there. When we first got it started in wholesaling again 2 years ago, we had we were spending $1,500 a month in apps and all kinds of stuff. And now DealMachine is the only app we use. I know we have other apps for posting and for our social media and things like that. But for our actual real estate business, other than a CRM, DealMachine is what we use. And even DealMachine accesses the CRM, so you really don't even need that. But we've had this one for so long, transferring the data is not as simple as it sounds. But if you're just getting started, this does everything. It skip traces. It sends out postcards. You can drive by a house and click on it and you know who owns it, how much they owe. It's all the information that, I mean, think about this. 12 years ago, nothing like this existed.
Right.
You couldn't get that information on Redfin, on Zillow, nowhere. You'd have to go to your title officer, title rep, and then they'd pull the info for you. So you'd go around and drive around and find all these crappy houses. Then you'd call your title rep, and 2 days later you get the information. And it was an ordeal. But now it's so simple. And how much is DealMachine now? I don't write the check every month. How much am I paying?
You're paying an annual fee, so you already paid, and it's like $3,000 for the whole year, I think.
I don't think we paid that much, but yeah, okay, $3,000. But
I don't know what plan you're on, but that one, that is like everything. The elite plan is so that you can have so many team members, because you can have like 300 team members on your plan.
We do. We have always got people coming and going, and that's so important to keep building that team, because you want the more leads coming in, but then you've got to do something with them, right?
Right.
So we can talk about that a little bit too. Maybe somebody can ask me a question about, okay, what happens once I get all these leads from DealMachine? What do I do with them? Talk about that. I think you can talk about that.
You definitely, but I really appreciate your support, and guys, I'm really excited, because I also am going to say, since Mark said a lot has changed, more is changing. We have MLS data now. And we will be implementing that. Right now, it's kind of a ball of yarn we're trying to put into the right places in the app, but we do have that, and you guys are going to be having access to that, as well as a full map where you can just zoom out and see everywhere in the country where you have leads.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
That was mind-boggling to me when I saw that. And so you guys, we have not made that public yet, so there you guys go. You get the first pick. Dakota, let's move on to the next question. I want to get the good people's questions answered.
7 or 8 apps in one, really.
I'm so excited for this next update.
Yeah.
All right, let's pull this one up here. I think this is the next one from Mia. Looking to do their first deal. Been door knocking, driving for dollars, connecting with real estate agents. What else can they do to find a good deal?
I'm going to give you what works the best for me, other than those things. And it's talking to, and yesterday is an example of it, talking to the people that you know that are in houses all the time. So, and this is going to sound really simple, but there's people in your community that are in houses all the time, and they know what people are doing. Then people are dying, people are getting divorced, people are moving, people are doing whatever, inheriting. So pool cleaners, housekeepers, people that cut lawns, plumbers, electricians. These are the people, along with real estate agents, that you want to keep near and dear to your heart and stay in touch with them. So the guy that cuts my lawn, Jose, he has given me 4 leads in the last 2 years. 2 a year. And that might not sound like much, but just think if you've got 15 people like that. So this is not a one-trick pony, this finding houses thing. You've got to have a bunch of different sources. DealMachine is one way to just kind of tie them all together. And like, as soon as they send it to me, then I know I can go on my app and I can look up and see who owns it and whatever, and get all the information. But you've got to have a bunch of different sources, and you got to build those resources over the years. It's not going to happen the first year, but you've got to remember that. Think about everybody that goes into somebody's house to perform a service. Carpet cleaners, window cleaners. I mean, you think about it, guys, that throw some out. People that are there, in-home caregivers. And think about that. In-home caregivers are dealing with people that are probably getting ready to go into long-term care, because that's the next step. So what are they going to do with the house? What are the heirs going to do with the house? Can I maybe connect with some of these people so I can take that burden off of them? Here's the thing. I'll go down this rabbit hole. If you need long-term health care, it costs, my mom is in it right now. It costs somewhere between $5,000 and $7,000 a month. All right. And that's a chunk of money. And you don't have the luxury of going, well, you know what? I'm going to put the house up for sale, and in 3 months I'll have that money, because they want first, last, and all kinds of stuff. No, you need to get that money quickly. So when you find that out, you've got to sell that house quick if you're, an heir, son, daughter, whatever. So we provide a valuable service for that. Yes, we're not paying what they would get from if they cleaned up the house and fixed it up and sold it on the MLS, but they don't have time for that. That's a 3-month ordeal. We're 2 weeks. So can you guys be valuable to those people? Yes. And you can go in with confidence knowing that you're helping them too. So look at all these people that provide services for homeowners, and they are going to be one of your best sources of leads.
I 100% agree. I actually had a friend who worked for UPS, and that was
a good one.
Yeah, so he knew where vacant houses were. Another one, David actually asked a USPS while we were out if he would tell him which houses would be vacant, and they're there all the time. Uber drivers. I have a friend who does Uber Eats or whatever, and so when they're waiting for something to hit, that's what they do. They just they start tagging properties for me.
Oh yeah, I love that. So you get these people that are out driving around anyway, and sign them up to be people that put add houses to your list. That's awesome. I love it.
I never thought of the at-home care though, but that makes so much sense.
Well, I don't want anyone to know about that one, so let's keep that just amongst ourselves.
Okay. All right.
The 300 of us that are here.
Yeah. All right, Dakota, what we got next?
All right, next question here. So I'm working full-time. I'm having a hard time cold calling during the work hours. Don't want to hire anyone since I don't know what I'm doing. Any suggestions for anyone who's working full-time?
Absolutely. You shouldn't be calling during the day anyway. The best luck we've ever had is between, say, 6 and 9. 9's getting a little late, but we still get a lot of pickups. Yeah, I know you don't want to ruin people's dinners, but I guarantee you once dinner's over, there's a whole round of other responsibilities for people. So 6 to 9 is a really, really good time to call. Weekends are amazing. If you're ever going to door knock some of your driving for dollars leads, I suggest doing it on Saturday afternoon, Sunday after church. Don't go during church. What is it? Half of the United States goes to church every Sunday. So you don't want to, you're really going to diminish your chances for success by doing it before that. So evenings are always best for your phone calls. And I know it's hard because you're tired, but here's the deal. This is your side hustle until you can replace your income. So it's going to be a lot. And and especially with DealMachine, you can do postcards too. So here's kind of what we do. We'll kind of hit everything up, and then we'll skip trace it, and then we will call. And if we can't get a hold of them, then we'll send postcards. And so we always try to call first because, sorry guys, but it's more cost effective to do that. Postcards cost more money, but we're not going to give up on that lead. So there's more that you can do than cold calling, but also you can start. We were just talking about relationship driven leads. That's going to be a big one for you guys. For most of you out there that haven't thought about doing that, it's going to be big. It's going to be huge if you actually work it. It's not overnight success. You may get lucky. You never know. But you need to make the ask. You need to have something to say to these people that makes it worth their while. We give anywhere from $2,500 to $5,000 for one of those leads for a warm introduction. That's a crap load of money. So
sure
awesome.
is. And I do love that is doing it. Just if we have a lot of people on here just getting started, Mark's right, like cold calling is the most cost effective way, or actually door knocking probably is, but you can cold call. And
yeah, but door knocking, sorry, I'm grabbing something off the shelf. Cold calling, you can get a lot more in, right? You can get a lot more in. Door knocking, I don't know what it is about door knocking. I've done a lot of it, and I tend to skip houses. I go, you know what? That one's got a gate. Maybe we'll just skip that one. It's like, God, Mark, that gated houses have less on the door. Your chance is better that you're actually going to get a reaction there. But I don't know what it is. But anyway, calling, you can just cover so much more ground. But door knocking, absolutely effective also. But door knocking is what we do after we cold call. So it's driving, skip tracing, calling, and then door knocking or postcards or both until we get a restraining order.
When you first started too, I guess, cold calling, when people are starting out, do you use a dialer or did you hand dial all of them?
When they're just starting, we have them hand dial because we're not really interested in them actually getting a deal at that point. We just want them used to dialing the phone and getting used to rejection. Okay. So, you know, and that was in the beginning. And then once we had the dialers set up, we're not using dialers right now. We've kind of got our own system of the way we do things. But when we did get dialers, we put people on them right away because then they got more rejection, which kind of tightened up the learning curve a little bit. Yeah. So, you know, that did help. But I mean, a lot of people on here don't have that budget, you know, dialer apps. And that's why I say, you know, if you're going to do one thing, you know, I mean, DealMachine does not pay me for this. So it's not like they're, and believe me, if I am getting anything for it, I can flip a house, which we do 2 a month at least. I can flip a house and make way more money. So I'm not saying that because I'm getting rich from this. I'm just saying that DealMachine is the least expensive way to get your foot in the door as far as an app goes. I mean, otherwise you're just kind of fluttering in the wind. It gives you some basis. They have a lot of tools on there that you can use to get going. And after all these years, we're still using it. And it's the only app we're using. So if it didn't work, we wouldn't be doing it.
And we're very happy to have Mark in the family. I have to say, I have to call out Al here, who says, I have a dog and hate leaving her at home. Should I bring her with me? Absolutely. You can bring her with you driving for dollars.
Lucy, my wife, Yuko, just took Lucy home. But yeah, Lucy pretty much goes everywhere with us. Actually, we went out and looked at a house that we're making an offer on today, and we brought her with us. So. Yeah,
you guys need to follow Mark's IG. We'll have that also at the end because his dog is precious. And I definitely, the only thing I suggest if your dog like jumps, I leash mine inside the car because she one time tried to jump. Oh, you have our card.
Yes, it's hanging on my bulletin board.
Oh, I love that. I can't wait to
Lucy.
Oh, she's so cute.
Yeah, she is.
I love that. Yes, bring your dog by all means because they make a very enjoyable ride. And also with Valentine's Day coming up, I actually was talking to my fiance about this. We could do like a date night where you're just driving for dollars. 2 is better than 1 when you're driving for dollars. You can tackle both sides of the street. So I'm just saying, if you're going to a restaurant, you guys could take a different way and find some houses.
Yeah, different route home from work, a different route to work. Leave a little bit early, get home a little bit late. There's so much you can do. I don't think I'd ever do a date though. I'll be honest with you. My wife would probably scalp me if I said, "Hey, let's drive for dollars on the way to the restaurant." We spent enough years doing that. So, but yeah,
like no,
but you know what? But we did do it though. So we've certainly spent our time. So yeah.
All right, I love it. Dakota, who we got next?
Yeah, so we've got a question from Matt here. Struggling once I have a number of leads in DealMachine, what are the top 2 or 3 tips a new user should do to get the most out of the software?
At least take it.
Once you have the number of leads in DealMachine, I would do basically what Mark was saying. Skip trace, cold call them, and you can do bulk skip tracing to where you don't go one by one, and then you can mark if they're bad numbers. I would take notes and I would put tasks in because you need to remember to follow up with them. We are very light CRM, so use it to where that would be my top things for the software. Just document everything because you're going to want to know. I mean, I write down everything in notes about the guy or the gal down to like what they have, kids, a dog, things that to build that relationship.
I agree with that. You notes are what is going to get, because you're going to have to reach out to these people 6-7 times generally over a 3 or 4 month period to get them to trust you. And I mean, we've got stuff coming in a year and a half later. So you're going to have to take notes, because when you call Betty back up and she told you about her grandson that won't leave, he's just sitting in the back room smoking pot, you want to know about that. Hey, did your grandson leave? Were you able to get him to leave? Because that might be the reason that she can't sell. She doesn't want to put him on the streets. So you're going to want to call up with Betty and ask her about that. And that's obviously a point of contention for her, that she has that issue and it's keeping her from moving to, Sun World out in Phoenix. And, you want to help facilitate that. We've helped put people in apartments to facilitate. I mean, one of the biggest reasons people want to sell, or people don't want to sell, either way, is because of a relative in the house, right? They've had a relative living there for 100 years. They don't have the sauce to get rid of them. Say, you know what? It's time for you guys to leave. You're paying $50 a month in rent. We're getting screwed. They can't do it. So we go in and do it for them. Or we find alternatives like for grandkids and kids that won't leave. We find, you know what? We'll do first and last month's rent on an apartment for them. I mean, then they're on their own. I mean, we'll do those things to get a deal. So you need to be creative when it comes to that. But taking notes so that you can follow up and know exactly what you're talking about, and know their pain points, at least that's brilliant. Keep really detailed notes, names, dates, the name of their dog, the name of their cat, the name of their kids, where they grew up. I mean, I grew up in Des Moines, Iowa, and we used to walk barefoot in the snow. It's just bring that stuff. And people love it, and they want to hear their name too. Betty, I tell you what, that's just amazing that you did that. And, we're going to do everything we can, Betty, to get your grandson out. What's the sweetest words to anybody's ears? Sweetest word is their name, right?
Yeah.
When someone says your name, it's like, whoa, what? Really? Okay. Commands.
Because it shows that you care enough to say their name. And so that, I love that. That is so true. You have to be their best friend. And doing that is
AJ. What's
AJ.
up? What's up, man?
He's like, who's AJ? We're talking to you, AJ. I do want to also say, Matt, if you can't cold call and you can't skip trace, you can. The next thing I would say for our technology is the automatic follow-up with the mail marketing. Because especially kind of like what we talked about before, if you don't have time to cold call, or you don't have the resources, or what have you, following up, I know my mail marketing is going out every 21 days, and I don't have to think about starting it or sending one. I just know it's going. So that's the two things I would say for that. And
I would have to agree. I
love that you talked about the grandkids and stuff, because actually most of our success calls are like that too, where it's like a grandkid or a relative.
Yeah, and you're providing a service. I think so many people, we're wholesalers, but we're mostly flippers now, just because we're lucky enough to have the capital to go ahead and do that, and so we make a little bit more per deal, quite a bit more per deal. But we wholesale a fair amount. I think we've got one in the pipe right now, but we usually have a few. But you provide a service to these people. And I think so often, we're portrayed as flim flam artists and people that are going to, try to take advantage of people. Trust me, if people need to sell their house quick, it's not going to happen on the MLS, and no one's going to pay top dollar for it. Mm-hmm. And I think you need to get comfortable with that and quit thinking that you're scamming people, because this is a serious business, and we're solving very serious problems. That house we looked at today, the foundation is gone. I mean, the house is sitting on top of a foundation that doesn't exist anymore. Nobody's going to buy that house unless I buy it or somebody else like me buys it. And it's going to cost us $150,000 just to rehab this house. So we provide a real service, and this house has been empty for 18 years in a nice. So it's got people breaking in. I mean, we provide a valuable service. And I think so many people that are in this business, they feel kind of dirty. And it's like, that's such the wrong attitude to have. If that's the way you feel, you shouldn't be doing it, because we are valuable to the community. We build neighborhoods. So
I love that. Change your mindset, people. I love that part. Just change your mindset of you are helpers. You are helping them. And I love that you guys do that with like the giving them apartments and stuff like that. That's really nice. Dakota.
Well, it goes both ways too. I mean, obviously we're doing it for both of us.
Right.
And
right.
Yeah. So
Dakota, who we got next?
Yeah, so we've got a question from Zach, who is actually one of my members. So shout out Zach.
Oh, hi Zach.
But he's got a question. So what happens in the wholesaling market when interest rates start to move up? I'm sure we've all heard that news. So what's your opinion?
Well, I think you're going to be in a whole lot better position than us folks that are flipping, because you'll never get caught holding the bag. Trust me, the market's going to dictate what happens. If interest, so let's put this in perspective. When I bought my first house, the interest rate was 12%. All right. So, and the feds don't control mortgage rates, right? So statistically, interest rates for mortgages don't go up when the Fed raises the rate. Right now, we're correcting a lot of problems that we've had. And I, for one, am going to go on record to say that I welcome a little bit higher interest rates, because we're getting to the point right now where prices have gone up so much that even if people can afford the payment, it's scaring them away. So a little bit higher interest rates, maybe things will come down a little bit and we'll resume some normalcy. But wholesaling is the place that you don't need to worry about interest rates so much. It's going to affect the flippers, and it's going to affect the sellers before it affects you, because you're simply just going to cancel a contract that doesn't work out for somebody. That's where wholesaling is the safest place to start in investing. But as I always say, you should be doing three things when you're investing. Your main goal is not to be a wholesaler, because that's a job. Your main goal is not to be a flipper, because that's a job. Your main goal is to be holding on to as many of these properties as you can, because that is exactly how you're going to give up your day job. I don't want anyone out there giving up their day job for flip money or wholesale money. All right. I know a lot of people that preach that, but I don't believe in that. You give up your day job because you've got rental income coming in, because that's really all you can count on. You break both your legs and your toe and your arm and whatever in a bus accident, your rental income's still going to be coming in. Rental income doesn't care if you're incapacitated, but I guarantee you, as a wholesaler and a flipper, you're going to need all those arms and legs and appendages to run your business, right? So I truly, my goal in life is to teach people and help people learn to do all those things so that they can have a lifetime business. And it's a true passion of mine that people understand that. I'm a little leery of people that just do wholesaling, because what's going to happen when the market changes, right? You don't want to be a one-trick pony. People are always going to rent. You know, not everybody can afford to buy, but if they can't, they're going to rent. And there are more renters coming up now than there are buyers. So you want to be part of that.
And actually, before we go on to the next question, I'd love, especially since we're about 10 minutes out, I'd like you to talk about your Deals to Profits course, because we actually have that as an offer here too for you guys.
Oh, thank you. I didn't know that. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yep. I'm going to publish that right now, so you guys can click on that if you'd like to check it out more. But I'd love for you to talk about that and what you offer with that.
So basically what it is it's my philosophy of what I just said. I want to teach everybody out there. The main thing is to find properties. Okay. Is getting properties under contract, and how to talk to people, how to sell, how to listen, and how to do a lot of the things that we've already talked about today, all the things that I do. And I want you to learn all the aspects of real estate investing, because really, one without the other doesn't work. And at the risk of repeating myself, which I'll do it, you've got to learn to do all three: is wholesaling, flipping, and buy and hold. And I teach you how to do that. Now, can you learn it online? Yes, you can. Absolutely. You can literally go to my Instagram and my YouTube, and all the information is there. If you can compile it and put it all together. I didn't do that on purpose. It just comes out. People ask me questions and I post about it. But if you want to kind of have a roadmap, I provide it. And it's really inexpensive for the years of pain that I've gone through to learn it. It's a really inexpensive thing that you can do. And you'll get access to our Facebook group too, where you can talk to a lot of other people that are going through the same growing pains as you are. So, I mean, I don't want to belabor, but thank you so much for allowing that. But if you guys are interested, yes, please hit us up. Yeah, we put a lot of time and effort into that. We rewrote it and wrote it and rewrote it, and made it complicated and made it uncomplicated. Right now, we got the right combination of helping you guys succeed and get your first deal.
It's a labor of love right there.
It really is. Yeah. Thank you.
All right, Dakota, I think we can get maybe 2 more questions in, 2 or 3. You up for it?
Yeah, we'll do it quick. Let's do it. I'll answer quick. I'm long-winded.
No, you're fine.
I'm muted. We got a good one from Christine here. What is your initial conversation when you call?
Ooh.
Good question. That's a great question, because that's the icebreaker call. So typically what I'm going to do on a first call is I'm going to get to know the person, right? Because I'm not going to go say, hey, look, I wanted to know if you wanted to sell your house. We used to do that. But finding someone that actually wants to talk to you and have a conversation, you want to get to know them. You want to find out, biggest thing you want to find out is their pain point and their time frame, right? Their pain point is why, if they're interested in selling their house, right? Because you got to let them know what you're about. You got to let them know what you're about, but you got to be very friendly. And this is why it's really important to find a buddy that you can talk to every day in practice. And our course has scripts and all the tools you need. You'll have scripts and everything, but you'll want to find someone to practice. And there's scripts all over the internet. There truly are.
Yeah.
The script isn't so important. It's a starting point. It's a conversation starter, but you're going to have to get your own juju going. You're going to get your own thing going, but you need to find out what their pain point is. That's the most important thing, is why do they need to move? Is it because of the grandson sitting in the back room smoking pot? Is it because mom and dad just passed away and you're stuck with this house? You live in Kalamazoo, the house is in Phoenix, you've got no way to deal with it, and you've got no money to fix it up. Find out what the pain point is, and then you can zero in on that. Then you can show them how you can fix that. But you've got to get to know them as a human being, and you've got to be a human being. So start off with that. I know a lot of people talk about, here I am going long. A lot of people talk about just going right to the throat and just saying, hey, look, my name's Mark McMahon. We buy houses, and we were wondering if you were interested in selling your house. Yeah, I guess you can hit up more people that way. But like I said, if you get someone that's actually interested in talking to you, you better get to know them really well and take notes. And like Elise said, you want to make sure and take notes and put them in some form of a CRM so that you can refer to those when you call back.
I love that. It is just like, I don't think I would be, it's such a vulnerable place they're in if they want to sell. Like, yeah. I would want to sell to a friend, not someone who's just like,
oh, you know what? Thanks for saying that, because yes, you have to become friends. Bye, Allie. You have
Bye, Allie.
You have to, yeah, no, it's her quitting time. I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah. You have to become their friend. Yeah, you do. And you have to show empathy and sympathy. You have to be able to do that. Really do that. Genuinely
be that way.
Yeah.
All right, Dakota, I think we can get maybe 1 more in.
All right. Let's do this one here from Lawrence. Looking for a formula that works in any market. Tried and true. What's the formula? What are you doing?
Okay, here is it. Drive and find houses that look like crap. So we have criteria, and we look at a house, and we have a list of criteria. I don't have time to go over the list of criteria, but let's say the house has 4 things that fit the criteria, or let's just say 3. Let's make it easy. A blue tarp on the roof, a car in the front yard, and no grass. All right. Those are 3 criteria that would go, okay, they hit 3 of them. I'm putting them on my list. Okay. So that is the formula for that. That's how I'm going to find houses driving for dollars. What else am I going to do? I'm also going to stop and talk to the guys that are cutting lawns in the neighborhood, and I'm going to offer them money, right? Money talks. So I'm going to offer them money to bring me deals. I'm going to get their phone number. Don't ever give your phone number to somebody until you get theirs. It's the stupidest ass thing in the world you can do, because nobody's ever going to call you. They're going to forget about you the second you drive. Got to cut the hedges. So make sure and get their number and follow up with them and take notes. Where did you find them? Put them in your CRM as soon as you get back for your contact follow-ups. Housekeepers, pool guys, all these people, guys, you're out driving around. Take advantage of it. Don't waste your time just driving around putting addresses in. Be proactive. Do way more than everybody else. That is the easiest formula I can tell you, and it works. And it absolutely works. Talk to real estate agents. Go to open houses. Do whatever you have to do to get leads to come to you, and then do whatever you can to get leads. Right? Do both.
I forgot I muted myself for a minute. Yes, I love all of that. It's so weird though for you to say no grass, because here it's tall grass, but I guess over there it would be no grass.
We live in a desert, you know. So
all right, guys. Do we have time for one more, Dakota?
Yeah, or do one more.
All right.
Let me let's find one here.
By the way, I'm looking at, we've got 2 houses getting ready to close escrow this week, and this one I just got the nose. This is cool, guys. This is the stuff that you want to see. All contingencies removed on Whitford. I'm going to ask if they want to close early. Wish all deals were this easy. That's my transaction coordinator. We're going to make $60,000 on that deal. I've been there twice. I've got a total of 5 hours of my time.
Whew,
and that's
a hot deal.
That's the least profitable flip I've got going right now. Guys, I'm not bragging. I'm just telling you, this is what's waiting for you if you're more proactive than just driving around waiting for something to fall in your lap. Darn damn to you.
All right, Dakota, hit us with the last one. Who we got?
All right, so we have a question from Frank here, and he says that he heard and read that states are going to be banning wholesaling in the near future. Do you see this actually happening?
No, I think you can be proactive and work your ass off and make it not affect you. In Chicago, I think you have to have a real estate license. Get your real estate license. Hit me up. Hit me up on that. I work with real estate agents all the time. So if you're interested in, that, I can get you some information, but be proactive, guys. There's always going to be things stopping you. I guarantee every morning I wake up, there's 100 things on my phone that say, Mark, you shouldn't be in this business. Right? So much negativity, so much shit going on. But guess what? You just kind of mow through it. And this is just one of those things. And it's scary because, you got Jerry talking about it. You got all these big guys talking about it, about how they're gonna fix it and everything, and they're gonna charge you for it. But it's just another roadblock, guys. It's just another way to eliminate the competition that you don't want to have anyway. So if you can get over those hurdles, you'll be fine. And it's nothing but a hurdle, right? You got to get your license, and go get your license. If you want to beat it, great. Then don't be a wholesaler. Be a wholesaler now. Be ready when it does become illegal in your area, and become a flipper. Become a buy and hold guy. Don't let it stop you. You're going to do better You're going to do better because you're going to get rid of a lot of the guys that are out there that don't know what the hell they're doing, that can't get a real estate license because of whatever reason. I don't know. They're scared to take a test or whatever. Look, it's an opportunity. Every time something like this happens, look at the bright side. Don't look at the negative side. And I'm not saying that you are, Frank, at all. But this is an opportunity for you to excel at this because 50% of the people, 50% of your competition is going to leave. Oh, sorry.
No, this was not my Oscar music coming on. It was just that I want people to know how to connect with you.
Okay, good.
Write all that down, you guys. And again, Mark, we want to thank you for coming today and answering and joining in with our community. We really appreciate it.
So much. Can I say one more thing?
Yeah, absolutely.
I am going live. We do a show on Thursdays with a bunch of pretty high caliber investors on Instagram Live. So if you go on Instagram Live right now, you'll see if you follow me, you'll see I'm going live. We kind of go around on each other's channel. But I'm going to be on Dan's channel tonight. But there'll probably be a couple thousand people on tonight because we're so dang popular. But a lot of high caliber guys that started out just the way I did. So guys, please join us on that. You'll learn so much. It's free. Take advantage of free. And
yes.
This was amazing today, guys. Let's do it again.
Oh my gosh, I love that you said that, and I'm definitely taking you up on it. Thank you all. Let's give Mark a big thank you, everyone.
Everybody.
But I hope everyone has a great evening and have happy deal finding.
Yes, for sure, guys. Go out and do it. Go out and put the work in. Just put the work in. You'll succeed.